welcome to another one. This is episode number 4, and welcome to the Great Minds Tutorials. And if you haven't watched episode number 1 up until 3, please make sure you watch them before you continue with this one because this is a series of basic programming. And after this, we're going to be doing object oriented programming, and then we're going to be doing advanced object oriented programming. But today, what I'm going to be introducing to you, I'm going to be introducing a basic data structure, which is called a variable. I'm going to be introducing you guys to variables in Java programming, and I'm going to be giving you how they're classified as numeric and non-numeric data types. And I'm also going to be giving you rules on how you can name your variables. And yeah, I think from here it should get exciting. We should start building interactive Java programs in the next episode whenever we're going to be dealing with inputs from the user. So now, okay, but before we can do that, we need to first go through what we call a variable. So, okay, data types, non-numeric data types. The first data type that is there, it's a string. So what is a string? A string stores a word, a full word. So your name can be a string, and we are having an int, which is an int. Remember, I need to first deal with the non-numeric, and then we have a char. A char is just a simple single character. My gender, I can use M for male or F for female. And then now, the last one, which is non-numeric, it's what we call a boolean. And then I can just call it is valid. And that can be assigned to a true or a false. That is what a boolean data type is. So another variable that I can have is that now we can have our numeric ones, which is int. I can have my age. So an integer deals with the whole number. You can have your age, anything that is a whole number of books, and so forth and so forth. So, and then now I can also have a double, which is also numeric. I can have it as my salary, or I can have it as a price of a good. So this is how you declare two variables. You write the name of the first variable, you separate them with a comma, and then that is how you declare two variables. So okay, now the other one that you can declare, you can also declare a float. So a float is closely related to a double. And then for now, let's just stick with a double. And we're gonna export. Okay, let's just put price this side as a float. And then we have our salary as a double. So now, let me give you the rules on how you name. So the naming is that if you name a variable, the best practice for you to name a variable is that you can name it starting with a small, letter. As you can see, name has been named with a small letter. Gender has been named with a small letter. Is valid has been named with a small letter. So the second rule is that if you are combining two words, in this case I've combined is and valid, you need to name the first variable with a small letter. Then the second word in the variable has been named with a capital letter. So this is what we call a camel case. So so let's say we have added something else here. Let's say we wanted to check if it's a valid age. And then this is what we call a Pascal case. So this is because it includes more than two words which are combined together. So the other thing is that you cannot have special characters whenever you're naming your ad, your hashtag, your dollar, your plus sign. Do not have those whenever you're naming, but you can have a number. Whenever you're naming, you can say age 1, That's if you wanted to have another age, which is age 2. But what you are not allowed to do in proper programming practice is that do not start your names with a number. It will not like that. You can write the number at the end, which is allowed. So, okay. The other thing is that, which I want to introduce to you, is that if you want to write a data that does not change in value, that is fixed, you need to introduce the final keyword. So if you see final int, you can label something that does not change. In this case, let's use a value added text. So here is the thing that you need to know about naming of final variables. You need to name them using capital letters. And when you are combining two words, you need to separate them with an underscore. Let's say we say value added text or vet text. You are going to name it like that, and you can then assign it to the variable that you wanted to have. So now this is only how you declare your variables. And then I'm going to show you how you can initialize your variables. I can say my name is initialized to Khodiso. And then this is how you initialize. My gender is initialized to, since a string you use double quotation, for a character you need to use a single quotation. It's male, and it's valid. And then let me assign it to a false by default. And then I can have age 1 is 22. And then my salary 150,000. And then price, keep it as a Yeti. And then now let me show you, since you've made value added text as a final variable, there is no way you are allowed to do this. You are not allowed to reassign it to any variable. It's going to give you an error, which the error is going to say that it cannot assign a value to a final variable, which is red text. That's because you've kept it as constant. How do you keep it as a fixed variable? By using the keyword final. So now you can then use all of this information in order for you to display. Since in the previous two, episode 1 and episode 2, we were dealing with how to display, and on episode number 3 we were just expanding and finalizing on the display side of things. Then now I'm going to use those methods that we have used before in order for us to display these messages. So in order for me to display my name, I do not have to rewrite Khodiso. I can just use the name of the variable wherever I want to display Khodiso. So let's just demonstrate it. So if I say it needs to be in capital letters, South tab, it's gonna do the system.out.println, and then I'm gonna say my name is, wherever I want to write Khodiso, I'll use the plus sign. Remember, I said that whenever you want to name a variable, you cannot use a special character. So the special character with a plus, it's what we call concatenation. So what does concatenation do, or how does it work? What it will do is that it will combine anything to your string. So in this case, I want to combine the word, which is Khodiso, to my string, which my string is my name is. So how do you see that this is a string? Is because it's inside quotation. So now this is when I'm going to concatenate it to the name. So it should be able that write that my name is, and then it should be able to write Khodiso. So let's do another thing and say my gender is, and then here I'm going to write gender. It should be able to write am. System.out, the print line, and then let me just scroll down a little bit here so that we're able to see. And then I'm gonna say, is this a valid age? And then if I want to write false, I'll just write is valid here. I just made a mistake with the spelling. system.out, the print line, and then I'm gonna say my age is, and in this case, I'm just gonna write concatenate first. I'm gonna say age one, system.out, the print line. So I'm gonna say my salary is, by the way, that is my dream salary. It's not really, it's something we'll discuss another day. So yeah, I'm gonna have salary. Okay. So if I write R here, R is gonna be part of the string, but it's just gonna write 150,000. And then system out the print line, and then the price of the shoe I bought is R, and then yeah, I'm just gonna write price. So everything should be displayed as my name is, and then that is the use of this basic data structure that is called um, a variable. Is that in everywhere where you were supposed to repeat, you can just write the name of the variable, and the data which is stored inside that container, which is a variable, is then going to be used. And remember, imagine if you're working for a big company, you develop a big application, and in every case, you have 150 lines where you are supposed to write your name. So instead of you repeating a name everywhere, then you can just write the name of the variable, and the data that has been stored inside that variable is going to be used everywhere where you just wrote the name of the variable. So that is the use of this basic data structure, which is a variable, is the most important and core thing that you're going to need in order for you to continue with your programming journey. All right. Now, so when we get here, I didn't use the value added text and so forth, but it's fine. Then let me clean my code, and then let's run it. It's not necessary to always clean and build. You only clean and build if you want to build a jar file, but we'll do it when we get to the object-oriented programming. So now here we go. My name is Khodiso. My gender is M for male. Is this a valid age? False. My age is 22. My salary is 150,000, and the price of the shoe I bought is 80 rands. So that is how you actually uh, get to work with variables and different variables using uh, different data types. So that is the information that you're going to need for now in order for you to be introduced to variables. And whenever we are continuing with the programs, do not be surprised whenever we start using something like this. So in the next episode, which is episode number 5, we're going to be dealing with interactive programs where it's going to be getting input from the user. Then we're going to be storing the information that we're getting from the user to a variable, then we're going to display so that we can build up on this information bit by bit. Till the next time we drop the other video, please remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that you share this link or this video with anyone you know, your family, everyone that you know that is interested in programming, and let's introduce them to Java programming. There are more languages that we're going to introduce, but even after this, whenever we are done with our advanced object-oriented programming, we are going to be working on bigger projects, and we are going to take this programming journey to the next level. That is it from me. Cheers. Till the next upload.